My girlfriend, f23, talks about her ex a lot and I, 27 male, think I went overboard. Let me start out by saying, I hope it's not weird or something, but I kind of have this idea that it's a matter of respect that you don't share too much about your experiences with exes to your current partner. That being said, I have never compared or talked about my exes to my current GF, but she on the other hand constantly talks about her ex. How broken she was when he left her, how even when she knew it wouldn't work she held on. She even told me how he took her virginity. Mind you, this is something that happened 5 years ago. I repeatedly said I don't feel comfortable about this. She kept saying, how she has dreams about him coming back in her life and she would ruin what we have going. This is absolutely absurd. Today she, again, started describing him. His ethnicity, where they met, how broken she was about that, and that she thinks, she is over it. That kind of went over the top and I said that it's not cool she keeps talking about him. He, because I know everything about this guy, has changed 2 girls since then. And is living his life somewhere. And I told her that. She just said, wow. I am usually a very secure and confident guy. But this just is tearing me down little by little, so I snapped. I realize it looks very insecure, to be threatened by an ex. But that, I think I'm over it, crossed the line. I wasn't rude, but I got a little pissed off. Again, I don't talk to her about my exes and my fabulous experiences with them and how hard it was to let them go. I think she's the immature one in this case. It's like she's living in a romantic novel. While I have had exes who have gotten over this type of thing. You said it, bro, this is absurd. She's definitely still got feelings for this dude. If it was me, and she said if he came back she'd ruin what she has with you, I'd be done. Clearly tell her how you feel and tell her why it bothers you, and give her a chance. But be ready to walk on this one. She kept saying, how she has dreams about him coming back in her life and she would ruin what we have going. This is absolutely absurd. Why are you still with a person who is clearly not over their ex but essentially just admitted that they're only making do with you because the person they really want is no longer an option, and if he became an option again it'd ruin things between you and her? Don't you think you deserve to be with someone who has you as their first choice? My now husband and I broke up over this exact thing. It came to a head when on our first Valentine's Day dinner I was talking about red wine and how it gives me instant migraines. And he says, well, Patty Lou who always took ibuprofen before drinking red wine so she wouldn't get headaches. Great advice. Bad delivery. Enough about Patty. He didn't understand why I was upset. We broke up. 6 weeks later he came back and said I was right and never mentioned her again. Married 7 years. If anyone ever told me they would ruin what we had if their ex came back, I'd be out of there. She's only with you because she's not with him and she doesn't want to be alone. You deserve to be with someone who actually wants to be with you. You didn't go overboard, she needed to hear it. What she is doing is not appropriate and very disrespectful to your relationship. It definitely sounds like she's still hung up on him. If this continues or she won't admit that her constantly talking about him is wrong, then I think you'll be better off without her. That's insane. She's not over him, clearly. And yes, she's ridiculously immature. I mean, yay, I had dream about my ex even though I've been with my husband for 14 years and they are dreams of me running him over till he's flat and I get away with it but I don't tell him that. She doesn't give a shit about your feelings and wants to play games. Time to move on. Talking about exes isn't inherently disrespectful since you can learn from each other's past mistakes and keep your relationship from breaking down in similar ways. But this is weird and inappropriate as all hell. She almost sounds obsessed with him. Seriously? You're underreacting if anything. Do me a favor, King, run. I think you've gone underboard. Nah, you didn't go over the top, that would get old fast. You said it yourself, this is absurd. This girl is not mature enough or emotionally prepared for a relationship with you. She's either not even close to over her ex, or baiting you for a reaction or a little of both. Either way, you deserve a hell of a lot better. Please break up with her because it's clear that she's not over her ex and you'd only be hurting yourself in the long run. Leave her. Leave. You will never compare to the ex in her head because by now she would know that she's over it and not talk about it constantly. Instant dump. She's not over the ex. The fact that she keeps remembering him just shows how she thinks about her ex. Just break up with her and let her continue reminisce about their relationship all she wants. This will never stop. She is wired that way. My ex-wife would tell the same thing stories over and over again about ex-boyfriends etc. Just say this is not working out. Some girls don't show how much they are not over their ex and ends up cheating on their current SOs. Yours is blatantly showing that she is totally not over her ex. Especially when she said if he comes back it will ruin what you have. If I'd heard that the first time, I'd drop her. You are a confident man, you said, and you find it absurd because you are already sure of the outcome if you stay with someone that's so hung up on an ex from 5 years ago. And those TMI stuff. WTF is wrong with that person. Tell ya what, babe, when you do know that you want to be with me and you know you're over, dude, call me. In the meantime, I'll give you enough time and space to figure yourself out. Hug, smile, leave. I don't think it's about being insecure. You snapped because I think you know she's still in love with her ex. Personally, I would run away as fast as possible and let her wallow in the memory of her ex. You didn't go overboard, in fact you're underreacting. Her talking about her ex all the time is a huge red flag. I think your girlfriend may have dropped these location flag location flag location flag. She kept saying how she has dreams about him coming back in her life and she would ruin what we have going. This is absolutely absurd. And about that, and that she thinks she is over it. Yeah, no, she is definitely not over him. Not it. You should set her free to find her ex. You didn't go overboard. You communicated clearly that her repeated behavior is unacceptable to you. Dude, you're clearly the temporary love interest that's a good guy. But just not as great as the first guy and whose only purpose to the story is to make the first boyfriend jealous. I don't think it's insecure to get mad when your spouse says if my ex came back I'd bounce. I will say it's super dumb to stay with someone like that though. She's not over him, and you're a gap filler. She sounds lovely. Bye-bye. Call her bluff. She kept saying how she has dreams about him coming back in her life and she would ruin what we have going. You're the rebound. She's obviously not over her ex, and does not respect you or your feelings on the matter. Why don't you break up? Where is your self-respect? Leave and tell her you understand why he left her too. The level of disrespect she's showing is astounding. Nah, you're right in that you don't talk about exes. Her saying she'd ruin what you and her have if he came back is absurd. This girl needs some time on her own. You shouldn't have to be second fiddle or subjected to this constant comparison, discussion, etc. of a has-been. You deserve to feel like number one. Leave. Either she has feelings for him still or she wants you, in your place. Tell her to go back to him because clearly he had more time for her shit than you do. You don't sound like a very secure and confident guy to me. Any other guy in that situation would have bailed by now. Why are you wasting your time with a person who obviously is in love with someone else and for whom you are just second fiddle? Grow a bone and call it quits. Surely you can do better than this. She's not over him. She isn't over him. She sounds like she needs to heal from the past relationship. Ask her why she feels the need to keep talking about it. And explain how her saying certain things like the comment about ruining the relationship with you over him makes you feel. Ask why is she living in the past when she should be focused and living in the present with you. Hey, you know what? I'm clearly a third wheel in this relationship that you still are in with your ex in your head. I'm going to take a step back here and let you work things out with your imaginary version of him. That's pretty much word for word what I said when this happened to me. She went on to flame out multiple relationships with other guys because she was still hung up on the guy. This crosses a ton of lines. But really, the technical problem here is that you had already told her that you don't want to discuss that stuff and she continued to do it. The extent to which she went on and on, the things that she said, you should not be in a relationship with this person because she is clearly not over her ex. If you stay past this, then you're the fool. Why are with this girl? You clearly have become second place in this woman's eyes. Why she thinks this would be a good idea is beyond me. Does she still talk to him? Because this sounds like she is deciding what she wants to do. Tell her thanks for the good times and move along. This is not going to get better. You're competing with a dream. You'll always be second best. And if he ever comes sniffing around, she'll drop you like a bad habit. Insecurity means an irrational fear of your relationship being unstable or tenuous. What you are experiencing right now is the very rational knowledge that your relationship is hanging by a thread because she literally told you so. Dump her. Get a woman who's not fantasizing about her ex all the time. She's young and dumb, but it will drive you insane. 1. Tell her a few times you don't want to hear it. 2. If that doesn't work, tell you if she mentions it ever again, you guys are breaking up. 3. If she mentions him, then you ghost her for 2 weeks, completely zero contact. She needs to feel the pain. 4. After 2 weeks, you will text her if she got over her ex. Make it clear if she will be dumped seriously next time. 5. If she mentions him ever again, just dump her. Some people need to experience the pain to understand. Virgins are very naive and fell hard for the first guy. What would be funny is if you left her then, with her new partner, she starts going on about you and having dreams about you, then saying if you'd come back she'd throw everything away for you, etc. Maybe you'll find that mildly amusing. She kept saying how she has dreams about him coming back in her life and she would ruin what we have going. This is absolutely absurd. She dreams about him coming back into her life, lol? Dog, come on. Make like a banana and peel. This girl has serious hangups on her ex and you're just filling in the blank space he left. She's a wong. Couples always talk about their exes. How you describe your breakups is a litmus test for how you behave in a relationship. She's not over him, and if it's 5 years previous she's got a real problem. You got mad and snapped at her, which isn't great, but she needs to understand what she's doing and you either need to tell her or take some time for yourself.